Now, after the ordeal of being stuck in the borewell for around 52 hours, Akshata lost the battle for survival. She was laid to rest near her house early in the morning. Once the body was recovered, it was sent to the district hospital for a post-mortem. Later, she was buried by her family members about 200 meters away from the borewell that claimed her life. Well, there you can see the grave dug and her mortal remains being placed in that. Now, immediately after her body was retrieved, it was taken to the district hospital. A post-mortem was conducted. Thereafter, her mortal remains were handed over to her parents. She was just buried about 200 meters away from the borewell that claimed her life. Now, little Akshata lost her 2-day-long battle. She's not the first one to fall prey to such open borewells. Now that this incident has come to light, News9 decided to do a reality check across the state, and here's what we found.
The people of Bijapur are saddened. Hours of toil and hard work went in vain for the rescue officials as Akshata could not be rescued alive. Many such open borewells pose a threat to many such tiny tots across the state. Dharwad. Anjaneya Street in Kelgeri district of Dharwad has about 3 such open borewells awaiting for their victim. These borewells were dug by the water board of the area and now remain unattended. There are many schools and Anganwadis surrounding the borewells and children are at risk. Time and again, state authorities have discussed this issue in detail, but nothing has been done till now. They have only turned a blind eye to the woes of the residents of this place.
ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ಗಾತು ಮತ್ತು ವಾಟರ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ನವ್ರಿಗಾತು ಒಂದು 100 ಸಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಸರ್. ಯಾರು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಹಾದಿಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಯಾರು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬಾಜುಗ ಕೊಳವೆ ಬಾವಿ ಹತ್ರನ ಬಾಲ್ವಡಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಅದ ಸರ್. ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ನಾಳೆ ಏನಾರು ಅನಾಹುತ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಸರ್? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಈಗ 10 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಹಂಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಯಾರೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೂ ಹಾದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಒಂದು 100 ಸಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಸರ್ ಏರಿಯಾದವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ.
Gadag. News9 reached Gadag in search of borewells and look what we found. This is Betagiri's Avali Nagar. Here, there are as many as 4 open borewells. Not just this place, even the Lakshmi Devasthana of Sharanabasveshwara has 2 open borewells. If you are shocked by these, then wait for this. There are 2 open borewells right in front of the Child Protection Center.
ಶರಣಬಸವೇಶ್ವರ ಗುಡಿ ಅಂತಲೇ ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಮುಚ್ಚಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಹುಡುಗರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲಿ ಹೋಗೋರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾರು 3-4 ವರ್ಷ ಆದರೂ ಯಾರು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಆಡಳಿತವರು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದೇ ಥರ ನಾವು ಜಗ್ ಅದಾವೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗದಗ ಬೆಟಗೇರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬೆಟಗೇರಿ ಕಿಲ್ಲದ ಮೇಲೇನೂ ಅದಾವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಏನು ಕಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಅದ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ.
Many residents expressed their concern over these open borewells. The water board executive of Gadag, Hanumantappa, took it upon himself to address this issue. He urged his employees to take immediate action and close all the open borewells in the district. One fails to understand what really stops the owners from closing these borewells. Accidents can easily be prevented by merely placing a lid. But who will take up the responsibility is the question. With Narasimhamurthy from Dharwad, Sanjeev Pandre for News9 Gadag.
Now, farmers seek heavenly help, the rain gods, to sustain their livelihood. But in a bizarre situation in Bidar, a godman has undertaken penance on a treetop. Take a look.
The villagers have all joined their hands together in devotion. But no, they are not praying to the rain gods. They have all gathered on a farm and are watching a godman who has reportedly undertaken penance on a treetop. He has applied ash all over his body. Seated on top of a Bilva Patra tree in Navadigi village in Bidar, he is offering prayers to the rain gods with a Rudraksha mala in his hand. He is Mahadeva Shri Swamiji.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗುಡಿ ಬಲಿ ಗಿಡದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಂತ್ಬಿಟ್ರಂತ ಅದರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೇವಪಮುತ್ಯ ಗುಡಿದ ಹತ್ರ ಇದ್ರು ಇದ್ದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಂದು ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಗಿಡ ಏರಕ್ಕೆ ಕುಂತಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗಿದೆ.
The godman has taken a pledge to please the rain gods by fasting for 25 days. It is said he will go without food and water during this time. Bidar is facing a drought-like situation. The godman's actions has instilled some hope in the people. This is not the first time the godman has done this. He is said to have done this 18 times before, and many claim that he has been successful. Shivanand Hiremat, News 9, Bidar.
Now, a primary school teacher in Chikmagalur district sought a transfer on compassionate grounds as she had an ailing daughter. She claims that her request has only led to her being harassed by the Deputy Director of Public Instruction of the district.
This lady with a child on her lap is distressed. Her neighbors and family are moved by her plight, but not her boss, the Deputy Director of Public Instruction of Chikmagaluru. This is Radmani, who has been serving as a physical education teacher in the government higher primary school of Kanati in Mudigere Taluk for the last 18 years. Her daughter suffers from several health disorders. She is prone to convulsions and loses consciousness often. She needs constant care and medication. Since Kanati does not have adequate medical facilities, Radhamani sought a transfer to Panchanahalli. She learnt of an opening in a school in Panchanahalli. The Deputy Director of Public Instruction, Rajappa, also informed her that the post was vacant. But after a few days, he changed his mind and said that since the school had less than 200 children, it did not require a physical education teacher. A year has passed by since this incident. This year, the residents of Panchanahalli staged a protest urging the department to depute a physical education teacher to their school. Rajappa immediately deputed a teacher to Panchanahalli. Now, Radhamani is questioning his move.
ಮಗು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಬದುಕಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ಸಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈಗ ಅದು 2 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೆ. ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳಿದೆ ಸರ್, ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಈಗ ನನಗೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ ಅಂದೆ. ಈ ಕೋರ್ಟಿಂದ ಆದೇಶ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ನನಗೊಂದು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ, ನಾನು 3 ವರ್ಷ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಮಗು 100 ವರ್ಷ ಬದುಕಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರು ಸರ್.
It is learned that the doctors have not given Radhamani's child long to live, and this is a fact that Rajappa is aware of.
ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾದರ್ ಬಂದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್, ತುಂಬ ಬೈದ್ರಂತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ನಾನು ಯಾಕೋ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪನ ಹತ್ರ ಏನೋ ಮಾತಾಡೋದೈತೆ, ನಾನು ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಕಣೋ, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ ಕಣೋ, ನೀನ್ಯಾವನೋ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ, ನನಗೆ ಎರಾಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ನೀನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವನೇನಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೇನೆ ಅವತ್ತಿಂದನೂ ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ದ್ವೇಷ ಸರ್, ಅವತ್ತಿಂದನೂ.
Radhamani's family claims that Rajappa is acting in vengeance as his actions were questioned. Will the education minister step in to take note of the teacher's plight? Shantinath Jain, News 9, Chikmagaluru.
Now, every time there's a new child in the family, friends and family members come up with suggestions for a name. But here are 4 new members to the Mysore Zoo for which people from across the globe have suggested names.
Meet Dazzle and Dawn and Sudhir and Riddhi. The zebras you see here were brought to Mysore all the way from Israel. The public was asked to suggest names for these 2 pairs, and while thousands penned down their suggestions, only 2 were picked out.
ಜಿಬ್ರಾಗಳು ಸುಮಾರು 1.5 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಟೆಲ್ ಅವೀವ್ ಇಸ್ರೇಲಿಂದ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಅದನ್ನು ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿಯವರು. ಇವತ್ತು ಅದರ ವಿಶೇಷತೆ ಏನಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾಮಕರಣವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಡ್ಯಾಜಲ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಡಾನ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗಂಡಿಗೆ ಸುಧೀರ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿದ್ದಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾಮಕರಣ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Late Wadeyar's wife Pramoda Devi named 2 of the zebras Dazzle and Dawn. The names for the other 2 were picked out from the thousands of suggestions that came in from the general public. The other pair was named Sudhir and Riddhi.
ನಾನು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 15-20 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಪೆಂಗ್ವಿನ್ ತರಿಸಿದಾಗ ಬಂದಿದ್ದದ್ದು, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಬಂದು ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯಿತು, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆ. ಜನ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಮಾಡಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಜೀಬ್ರಾಗಳು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಜನದ ಹತ್ರ ಬರಬೇಕಷ್ಟೆ.
The striped beauties were brought to Mysore a while back and have acclimatized to the environment. They can now be seen frolicking in the large enclosures within the zoo. Ram, News 9, Mysore.